Alright, y'all. Let's talk about this. Try to give y'all a little fun run. Try to shift some gears, hold some gears, just so y'all can just kind of see what it sounds like, what it looks like on the tachometer, the RPM gauge, what's it called, the tachometer, or whatever. I'm saying it wrong. I feel like I'm saying that wrong. Anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. I wanted y'all to see what it looked like on the RPMs here. Just to cycle through the gears with this mount. I wanted you to kind of, I didn't want to say anything, I just wanted y'all to hear what it sounded like. The difference in the sound. Maybe, I don't know if the microphone picks it up or not. I hope it did, but if it doesn't, I'm going to describe it. So, the Pride Auto transmission mount. I'm giving it 2 thumbs up. I like it. So that's off the bat, I like it. Let's go to the pros first. The pros of this, something that was a little unexpected, was in daily driving, you do notice the gear shifting is still a little firmer, but very smooth and crisp. Even at this, just going this low speed, 40 mile per hour right now, when it cycles through the gears, it's a little firmer. Just everything is just a little better. It's like the transmission probably should have came like this, you know. When you're up under throttle, the gear shifts are crisp. It is. I love it the way it feels up under throttle. It's very crisp and just nice up under throttle, and it's very reassuring up under throttle. It does not, I wouldn't say the gear shifts are faster. I don't know, I wouldn't say that. But when it does shift, it's almost, I was talking about my phrase, torque delay. When you shift, it just shifts. It doesn't, that little bit of lag in between, or funniness in between the shifts, that seems to be taken care of. I don't want to say it's fully taken care of, but it's noticeably different when you upshift. When you downshift, it is noticeably different. When you downshift, it's like the car, when you downshift, it does the rev matching. So it actually does a calculation before it downshifts and decides, that, hey, all right, based on his speed, when I downshift, I need to match the revs here. That seems to work better now, and be pretty, and whatever prediction that it has, since the transmission isn't moving, it seems to catch the downshift gear cleaner, and with a little bit more force also. So it's like a cleaner, crispier downshift, and definitely some crispier upshifts. Acceleration, like I said, this is a acceleration mod. That's what this is. You notice it is a noticeable improvement in acceleration and a noticeable improvement in torque. So, this probably wasn't caught on video, but when I did the standing still brake launch, I shifted fully manual and I chirped second gear. My car never ever really chirped second gear. It never done that before. It wasn't until after this modification that my car chirped second gear. So I'm like, I know. So like I said, you gaining back some torque that you would have lost because of stuff is moving. So now everything is much more direct. Feeling when you press on the throttle, the car feels more direct. Now I gotta caveat that with I do have the Z1 subframe collars in the back, and those do add to your directness of the throttle too, because the Z1 subframe collar bushings is a acceleration mod also. So I'm combining. I'm telling you the effects of a transmission mount with the Z1 collars together. So I forgot to mention that. Let me say that. So this combination is a noticeable improvement in acceleration. I'm enjoying it. Alright, here are the cons though. Remember, the name of the game is NVH, noise, vibration, and harshness. So when I first installed it and started up the car, all I heard was all this weird fluid noise. I thought I broke something. I was like, did I not tighten up a bolt or something? But I was like, I clearly tightened up the bolts. Probably, honestly, my bolt's probably a little over tightened because I couldn't find the torque spec. And I was like, what the heck is this noise? My wife, she immediately was like, what is that noise? You know, just like a gurgling fluid noise. And at first I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to deal with this gurgling fluid noise. But then in the conversation with the owner of Pride Auto, he said there's actually a break-in period for this modification. And I was like, okay. So so that's why I said I wanted to wait. I wanted to give this at least a week to 2 weeks before I even spoke on this, or just having it on my car before I gave it, you know, my review. So after a couple of days of hearing that kind of a gurgling noise, it subdued greatly. You can still hear this gurgling of the transmission fluid. You can still hear that noise under high G maneuvers, and if you are just hard acceleration. So I don't know if y'all can actually hear. Let's see, can I let y'all hear it? I'm about to do a U-turn here. Let's see. Do y'all hear that? You hear it? It's like, it sounds like it's on the left side of the car, but it's actually not. I think it's just how the sound is getting transmitted through the car. Like, as I made that U-turn, you should have heard it. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but there is a fluid noise, a definite fluid noise that you hear when the car is under any type of G's. You hear it. Just on the highway cruising, you don't hear it. Let's see, can you hear it? I don't know if that's going to pick it up on the camera. We'll see. But anyway, it's there. So that's one of the cons, is that, like I said, you're going to get some noise, vibration, and harshness. So noise level, you can actually hear the transmission fluid under certain driving conditions. You can hear it. But as soon as you turn on any amount of music, though, you probably will never notice it. My wife took my car for about 6 days because she had to drive back to Georgia to help out some people, and she drove my car, and I asked her, like, you know, how was the noise level of the fluid? She said she forgot about it. So there you go. After the break-in period, that noise subdues to it is tolerable. But if you one of those, I guess, real extra to different sounds of the car, you're going to notice it, and it could get on your nerves. I don't know. It actually could get on your nerves. But I'm trying to think that is pretty much the only negative of this, is the elevated noise of the transmission. It's like you can hear the fluid move. I don't know how else to describe that. It's like a fluid movement. As far as like in the gear shifter or in the center console, you can feel like if you touch your gear shifter and you're just one of those people who lean your hand on your gear shifter, you're going to get a little more vibration from just feeling on the gear shifter, which is expected because you went from rubber to poly. So, but it is not an annoying amount or anything, but it is there. Any harshness, like I expected, there's no harshness of it, unless you want to count that the gears shift harder. But I think most people want that, so that they wouldn't count that. But as far as just chilling, driving around, harshness, none. I don't know what else to say con-wise about this. I think the pricing of it, I think it's like $260 or something for Ford. Like I told you, I actually paid for this, so I'm giving you this review of me actually buying this. I wasn't given this to review. This is something I wanted to put on my car, and I've been waiting to do, and I was hoping it was going to turn out as good as it did, and it did. So I'm very happy with my purchase. If I wasn't, I would gladly tell you. I mean, it's just $260, but so I would have gladly told you about it. And like I told you, when I first installed this, I thought I was going to take it off. I did, but once the noise of the fluid went down to where it's only in certain situations and you can't hear it over any type of music. I mean, I'm talking about having your music, just as long as the music is on, I mean, at a hearable level, it drowns out whatever transmission fluid that movement you have. So the one con is it's just what I expected, some extra noise. Like I said, I've given this 2 thumbs up, and this is for me paying for it and not just being given to it, giving this to me. And if I did get it given to me, I would tell the truth anyway, but I know some people can feel like they got to give a good review because, you know, the person gave it to them. I'm not that guy. So if you want me to review something and you give it to me, and if I don't like it, I'm going to tell you I don't like it. So just be a fair warning on that one. But anyway, I just wanted to give that my thoughts and review on the Pride Auto transmission mount for Q50, Q60s. Remember, I have an all-wheel drive. The mount for the rear-wheel drive is basically the same. I think the hardness of the poly is different. I think he brings it down to like 60A or something based on noise and based on NVH of all his people that he had as testers. So the all-wheel drive one is actually harder than the rear-wheel drive one. So, and I think, but the all-wheel drive one, all-wheel drive cars have a little more bushings everywhere than the rear-wheel drive cars do. A lot of people don't know that until you start working on the different ones. You see that the all-wheel drives have a little extra bushings in different spots that the rear-wheel drive don't. So I think that's why you can get away with going a little harder on the poly and not getting as much of the noise. So, anyway, I recommend the product, especially if you care about acceleration. If you care about acceleration, this is the mod for you. And maybe you even go solid instead of poly. But anyway, that's my thoughts on this. And don't forget to like and subscribe.